leading to pedestal, leading to mushroom on pedestal, leading to turn in to get your go mode item.
You want everything to happen to these guys, don't you?
Why not? Why not?
Why not? So let's see if we can get this going here. We should be catching up in just a moment. And I said that a moment ago, but we should be even closer now. We are underway, actually. I'm actually behind on my stream. So we are underway. Fox Hero, we will get synced up in just a moment. Looks like a bit of a delay on his end. So we have everyone checking their items. I didn't see what they were, Nihan, so you may have to help me with that.
I do see a sword, so...
A sword was in one of the first chests. Excellent. There's your bombs.
Yep. There's bombs on Uncle. Looks like sword maybe at Link's house chest to start with.
And we're going to get the chest in the Uncle part of the escape here. And we have more bombs. So I thought you said you wanted bombs to be hard to find.
Yeah, well, it happens.
That's right.
And so everyone's got their sword now, so that's not going to be an issue. No one's going to go swordless for a while.
I didn't see what item was at the graveyard ledge. I didn't get a look at it, unfortunately. So we'll have to see if Chad's able to help us out with that. We do have the hammer. Speaking of the hammer, there goes my wish for a hard-to-find hammer. It was at the mushroom spot today.
And we're not doing too well on these predictions, unfortunately. Hookshot! Oh, Hookshot showing up in the Thieves' Hut in Lost Woods. So
early hookshot means, of course, that we're going to have easy early access to all of Death Mountain. That is, assuming we can actually get up there.
Oh, I wouldn't be shocked if the game's being really nice.
Indeed.
I'm sure we'll get access to it. We'll find lift upgrade at some point. And our runners very likely know how to get through the Dark Maze in Death Mountains very easy. Looks like stun prize is going to be a heart. Just saw GFE using that hook shot for some stuns on the green guards.
And now Sir Lot's going to come upon his hammer in a moment, as well as his hook shot in the drop down. We'll be happy to find those. We're going to get a look at the top, as Karna's going through the escape, we're going to get a look at the Blind's hideout. His Blind's hut, as we call it. And there are some bombs in there. Money. That's good for King Zora, if that trip becomes possible. A very small rupee and some arrows. And we have one more chest at the back. As Fox Hero is getting his big 20 there. We have another big 20 in the Blind's hut.
Always nice to see.
Okay, the sprites. I see that GFE is playing his Nest. That's a really cute sprite. And we're going to have a little bit of a pause here as we do sync everything up. Fox Zero's stream being a little bit late. As we find boots in the back of Escape, by the way, under Zelda's chest. I didn't mention that a moment ago. So Karnath is using those boots right now to bonk open the rock there and getting a big 20 there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a sad disappointment there. Unfortunately, only getting a big 20 out of that. But
Bottle of Ender didn't help. I will have to take a look at the well when we see it because I didn't notice the well. But we are going to go look at the chicken hut once the delay catches up.
And Sir Link a lot checking the Blind Hut. Bombs, 300 rupees, single green rupee, and 10 arrows.
And a big 20 in the back. So I'm waiting for GFE stream to catch up so we can see the chicken hut here. Our first look at that, I believe. Karnath is also now on pause. And GFE is back to life. And over in the chicken hut today, we have a piece of heart. And the lumberjack item was a piece of heart.
Yep. Shout outs to our wonderful restream crew for helping get everything synced up here so that don't have to worry about missing anything too much. There's the mushroom, of course, in the well.
Nice. So we're going to see what the other items are for sure now. There is a silver
Silvers.
arrows, and that was marked on
Yep.
GFE's screen, so he got them too. I think the flippers are down here too, actually. There's blue mail.
Blue mail.
Oh, this
There's
well.
the flippers. Yep.
This well. That
That's
is
a good well.
That's a really good well. A mushroom could lead to something too. We had a map check. I'm going to try and get a look at it here if I can very quickly. Nope, I missed it.
Hopefully we'll get another map check real quick here. Those map checks are awfully quick, and everyone's getting the hook shot now, so starting to see a little bit of convergence on the items.
Chat saw a Hera crystal. In fact, one of our trackers saw all crystals, and I'm imagining they were all regular non-red crystals.
Yeah, looks like that probably would be the case. 3 light world crystals. That means we got 3 dark world pendants.
That is a moon pearl. GFE almost quit from the race game, but he caught himself and is going back to get it. This is where the decision to either play right into the race game or to check the item first can bite you whichever way you do it. Because if you play it first, half the time you're going to find something you like. If you just go and check the item, half the time you have to go back to get it. So to that end, I would say play the race game and then bail out if you need to. But everyone has their own preference on that and what they feel is best.
Yep. Might also depend upon what your routing choices are. If you want to, if you've got like an early item like a shovel or something, maybe that lets you route in another location. You may not want to bail out right away.
Indeed. So JFE fortunately did not bail out and did get that. That's definitely an item that will be needed. We saw a library for a second, and I still didn't see what was there. I think it was money.
And of course, everybody's going to be playing the. Everyone's kind of doing the same thing. GFE's going into this portal. We don't usually see this one.
Well, I'm okay because we have the mushrooms. This is going to get us the mushroom check right away. This is a good play, I think, and then you can jump right back into the portal and go back and do the hobo and the Zora checks as you're able to get up there and the waterfall. Now, we don't have the money for Zora yet, so it's a question of whether they want to check the waterfall yet. Sir Linkalot is almost there. He's about 32 away.
And which is going to be just some more bombs.
Explosive. And got a reset out of that. So the reason he reset, for those who may not be familiar, is because he wanted to keep the mushroom instead of losing it there. That way he can use it later in the event that the fire rod is not found. Or I guess it is the fire rod. Either way, the mushroom is used for a glitch to make it look like you have the powder when you don't. By faking the powder, you can actually cause magic back to activate without having that powder. And Fox is going to check the library, and that is indeed money. I saw that correctly. And Karnath actually went and picked up that money. So we're going to walk past Gary there. That's where GFE is going, towards the desert. Gary, we may bring his lunch to him later. We may not. We'll find out. We have to take the dwarf home before you can worry about that, though. We're in Mini Moldorm Cave. Why is it called Mini Moldorm Cave? Well, you see the 4 Mini Moldorms that were in there, and one is trolling Sir Linkalot very nicely right now. And so far, the items in here are not really anything to discuss because the well had all the good items. So is the play to Agina going to be a play that pays off today? Let's see if we can find out right now. As GFE takes some intentional damage, he's going to save and quit from here anyway. And there's the bug catching net. And it looks like Sir Linkalot is going to go from the very, very weak Mini Moldorm Cave to the hopefully better Ice Rod Cave. And we're going to have one item in there that he's going to be able to check. We're going to see what that is in just a moment. Fox are heading towards the dam right now. And Karnath has opened the dam. Fox Zero is going to go open the dam as well. By the way, a piece of heart was in the area outside. We didn't make mention of that earlier. And the big 20 was inside. And the chest at the Ice Rock Cave only had some arrows in it.
Yep, unfortunately, of course, only that piece of heart in the water. It's not really too nice here. Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of bombs and hearts and such.
It was nice, and Professor Render pointing out that the items within the mini Moldorm Cave were all balanced. So you had the 20 rupees on either side and the 3 bombs in the middle, so just perfectly symmetrical.
Kind of like a palindrome.
Absolutely.
We're getting our check of the hobo here. I mean, you have to check on his welfare, make sure he's doing okay down here. It's kind of hard living down here, if you want to be honest here. And it looks like the hobo, and I'm going to get another look at the item here, was not anything worthwhile, just some money. Oh, full heart container on the island. We're not going to be picking that up today. We can't go to Ice Palace yet, so we're not going to worry about that. We need a Titans before we can do that. We don't even have a Power Glove yet. But we are going to get our check of King Zora because we do have enough money for Sir Link a lot. GFE is not there, but he's heading up there anyway, it looks like. And 2 pieces of heart in the Waterfall Cave. Looks like the Zora Ledge has a heart container on it as well, so that's 2 hearts. We're probably not going to pick up today, unless Sir Link-a-Lot decides he needs the help. And nice not having to do any glitches to get around here, just go through normally with the flippers. Well, that's what is a business scam if I've ever seen one. That fish literally just took a 0 off your cash and gave it back to you.
That's a shame.
So we're going to go ahead and back down to the waterfall, from the waterfall to the witch. I'm actually curious if he's going to decide to whether he decides to reset and get the powder back, because I know there's nothing really interesting in that area, so he may decide to just reset all that and get the money back and not have to worry about the money for other things in the Dark World later, and that way he keeps his mushroom too.
That's a pretty good point to keep in mind here. It's something you really need to think about ahead of time, you know, how you're going to play maybe a couple steps ahead.
He did exactly what I thought he might. So he did that reset. Meanwhile, we have an ice rod in Sahasraral's closet. At least I believe that was the ice rod.
That'll be a nice find as well for all of our runners. Having that out of the way right now is going to be massively important. Don't have to worry about that.
There's a question in chat as to what the TR 10 pennant is. I didn't catch if a GFE talked to Sahasraral or not. I'm assuming that's where that question came from. But if he didn't do that, we don't know if Turtle Rock is a pendant yet. We do know there is a 3 in 7 chance because all 3 pendants are in the Dark World. That also means that we're going to have a very low chance of a pedestal seed depending on what items are needed to get to those 3 pendant dungeons. So we are in Eastern Palace now. I'm going to keep an eye on GFE, who is wandering around there right now. And he's getting a map at the first chest. Every dungeon will have a map and a compass, as well as, oh, getting bonked, as well as the big key that goes to the boss's door. And now some of those big keys are not actually needed, except for the big chest, in case there's not even the big chest that you need. But if you're able to go mode the dungeon, you don't even need to get the big key in those cases. So once you have the, in general, you're just going to go around the dungeon looking for the rest of the items. And keys, there need to beat the dungeon. Every dungeon has a different number of keys in it, depending on whether it's how many locked doors there are to open in that dungeon. And they are all mixed in with the items. So Karnath is heading towards Eastern Palace right now. This is probably the best play and probably the only play. We can't even get up to Death Mountain yet because we have no glove or flute, so we can't get up there at all. And Desert Palace is also not available. So this is, at this point, this is the only thing we have. And we don't have a lot of guidance as to where to go otherwise. There has to be progress here, such as that glove we just found. So we're going to probably have a lamp at this point somewhere, I would imagine, to get up to Aghanim. But at this point, maybe not. There can't be a lamp, because we would have to get to the... we would have to be able to get to this room without the lamp to get the lamp. So this can't be the lamp. Never mind. This would be the big key down here, because we haven't seen the big key yet.
Yep, it's got to be big key. It's the only thing that's left.
That's correct. There's nowhere else it can be.
Right, and... Wait, no, there's one more chest. Oh, you're talking about...
Yeah, in the down here,
yep.
There's no chest that the big key can be in that it has not already been found.
Right, so this should be the big key. And then... There we go.
Check. And you notice that GFE, by the way, did not read the hint tile. No one's going to be reading those hint tiles unless they have a muscle memory moment of forgetfulness, because those hint tiles are turned off for the purpose of this tournament.
Ooh,
there's Arcane Scenario, by the way. That is some kind of progress later on.
That's a lot of nice progress, yeah.
The hint tiles are turned off, and they're not going to provide any help to our runners in these seeds. This is kind of going back to the older days of Randomizer where we didn't have hint tiles, so they have been disabled for this tournament. And thank you to Vitor for generating all the seeds for this tournament as well.
So yeah, GFE going to check the back half of the sewer escape here.
We need something to go with the glove. Maybe a Titan's Mint or a lamp. Maybe a sword. Maybe we do need to go to Aghanim. Maybe another sword.
Fire rod.
A fire rod. And a key.
Which that'll open up the back side here.
This is done in the dark, so this is a sequence break, whatever is in here.
Yep. Which would indicate that it's not the lamp.
Exactly. I mean, that's the one thing we do know for sure.
And this is a little bit...
It's hard to
find. A little bit difficult for some people. Because the fact that it's just hard to see. You have to kind of go by these first two rooms here that GFE's, and you kind of have to go by the water to help you out a little bit.
We have our Dark World map. Check, and I pause so I can see this. We have a green pendant at Swamp Palace. We have a blue pendant at Ice. We have a red pendant at Skullwoods. The 5, 6 pendants are Misery Mire for number 5 and Palace of Darkness for number 6. So that is what we have. The other two, of course, are regular crystals. So there is our layout.
Yep. It's almost Cyclone, the best kind of layout you can get for going through this quickly. You know, if it was Turtle Rock instead of Skull Woods, I think we'd be, you know, pretty happy right now.
They got most everything they need for Turtle Rock. So the one thing that is nasty for them in this particular layout is if Turtle Rock ends up having something that is needed for one of the other dungeons, they could have to make a double trip up Death Mountain just to do that.
Put the necessary medallion on Ped. Just be cruel.
Yep, I have seen that before, and it led to a Pyramid Fairy bow. Oh, wait, we had Hype Cave. I didn't even see it. I saw 100 rupees at the end of Hype Cave. We'll have to get another look at Hype Cave in a moment here. But chat will know whether that is a hype cave or a not so hype cave. GFE is getting his own map check. And Fox Hero, meanwhile, is going through Skull Woods. So we're going to get to see some of the items in Skull Woods as well. Karnath picks up whatever is in the dark there.
Yeah, kind of taking a look at the tracker. I really don't see anything new that's popped up on there.
I didn't see anything in the dark either. And that chest right now has to be a key. Now, I'm hearing that that could change in the future version. We will see about that. Fox Hero finding a compass. And actually, that was in the dark. Karnath was in the dark going up Death Mountain. So he's sequence breaking Death Mountain right now to get a heart container.
Yep, and we'll get to see what else is up here. One of the things to keep in mind is that we'll have access to the east side of Death Mountain, and Karnath is going over there. But we won't have access to the Dark World East Death Mountain until we've got the mirror, right?
I think that was a heart container, by the way, on Pyramid Ledge. I think I saw that.
I'm trying to think here. Yeah, because we need to be able to get to the top. We need to be able to get to the top side. And we can't lift up the Turtle Rock, Heavy Rock yet because we don't have the Titan's Mitts.
So Karnath is checking Paradox Cave, and we're going to get to see the 5 chests at the top of Paradox Cave right now. Fox Hero is going through Village of Outcasts. So many things being checked, it's hard to keep up with everything here. We're going to try and get what we can here. So Karnath is working through the mini Moldorms rather in Paradox Cave. There's a heart container.
Flute.
There is the flute. That is a flute. So that means that the lamp has to be somewhere off of Death Mountain. There's our Quake Mountain, by the way. So the flute has to be off Death Mountain because sorry, I said that wrong. The lamp has to be off Death Mountain because the flute is on Death Mountain. So the way up to Death Mountain has to be the lamp.
Absolutely. And Fox is now going into Thieves Town here. Big key in chest number 1. GFE doing the check of the out-of-the-way catfish. Doesn't turn out to be anything, unfortunately. Sterling Kalot picking up that Cane of Samaria, so all of our runners should have it now. Does Fox not have it? Does Fox... I think Fox... I thought I saw Fox pick it up.
I thought he did. I thought he did do that dungeon, so I think he has it.
Yeah.
He has Power Glove. He would have been in that dungeon unless he skipped that test.
Yeah. I figure he probably does. Maybe just, a little bit of delay on the tracker side. Sometimes that happens with the program.
It can.
Yep. You click something. Oh, did you skip it? Oh.
Oh, we are being told he skipped it? Oh, Fox skipped it. That could be bad.
That could be bad. Yep.
The thinking being he's going to have to walk by there anyway later, and maybe he can pick it up then. But that is an important item. Hopefully he doesn't come to regret that if the bow is locked behind the King of Samaria.
And there's fake powder.
Here's another chance to see Hype Cave. GFE? We have a shield. Let's see what's in Hype Cave. We have a shield, an arrow, a set of bombs, a big 20, and more money. So I think I know where this is going, but Neon Tiger, rate this Hype Cave.
I'm gonna say I have to say 0 out of 10. That's just no. It's just no out of 10.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Karnath is going up through Tower of Hera. Has got the big key. Was in the chest downstairs. Not the chest downstairs, but that first room downstairs. And the first chest that's kind of on that first floor was only a single green rupee. GFE did the fake powder there with the mushroom and the Cane of Samaria glitch. Turned out it was only a big 5. Not a whole lot. Let's see what's in this chest here for Karnath. There's the compass.
And the Sunshine Room has a map. And that's the key in the Tower of Hera big chest, which means that could lead us to the basement if we haven't seen the second item yet. So Karnath will at least be able to finish the dungeon here and see if we do get an item off of Moldorm or not. Everyone's favorite pet worm, Moldorm, loves attention so much that he comes up and jumps on you and forces you to fall to another floor in order to get that attention.
Yep, going to be using the hammer here. Tiny little hitbox, but does tempered sword damage.
What'd I tell you?
Yep, just got to avoid that big hole in the middle, aka the penalty box at the 2-floor drop there if you happen to fall into it. So you really want to avoid that.
Yeah, that's a horrible place to fall.
Gotta be careful now.
He's on the spot where he can get hit by the penalty box. So
Oh, he's got it.
Going to finish the worm. Fight is complete.
Ooh.
Collect the item. We're going to get catfish. We're going to get a piece of heart out of catfish, by the way.
It's the bombs. Okay.
Meanwhile, the maiden is being taken in Thieves Town over to the big chest, which has a piece of heart. I did not catch what was the maiden chest, unfortunately. I don't think I see anything new on the trackers. I think we're good for that.
Yeah, just so for those of you who are listening, being like, "What's going on here?" Like, there's just so much stuff going on here. At this point, there's no convergence yet. Runners are all over the place. We've got our 4 runners in 4 completely different areas at this point, all doing different things. So
we have
just trying to keep an eye on it.
We have a blind fight about to start. That means we have a blind pun to say. I got my tires fixed for a flat rate. It's like a bad late night comic, you know? We're going to get another magic bat check over here.
Oh, Fox getting a little close there. 1 heart, but getting the job done. And
does it?
Just a big 20, but it's going to get a crystal.
I think you were talking about Magic Bat earlier. His curse today is to take away some money out of your wallet, which means, of course, you get some money.
Yep.
He's opposite bat. That's... Maybe I should call him that. Opposite bat.
First, we're getting the flute down there for Karnath.
The Fox are going by where the dwarf is encaged and entombed with the rocks because he can't pick up those rocks yet. So the dwarf is going to have to wait a little longer.
So, Cyclone, let's talk about this a little bit here. Let's take a real quick look. If you see anything at this point, we're going to watch Fox here doing the digging game, see if he digs up anything. But let's talk about where we can go from here, just based on what's available to our runners, based on what they have as far as dungeon progression.
Based on the fact that we have 1 medallion available, I'm starting to wonder if Turtle Rock might be needed already.
Maybe so.
That is a scary thought because we have, I think, everything that we need to clear that. We definitely have both rods. We definitely have the Cane of Samaria, and we definitely have the hammer. So if we have...
At this point...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, at this point, it's a question of getting in. We still don't have that Titan Spin, and we still don't know if we have Quake as the necessary item. There's a lamp, by the way. We were wondering where that was. Stumpy had it. So Stumpy did not disappoint us. Yeah. So Fox has got the lamp.
Provideth.
Yep.
And GFE takes a death. I assume that was a death warp. Yes.
Correct. That was death warp. Opened up the chest, getting the magic cape out of the first chest there.
That's actually a very convenient place for the magic cape because the one best place to use that is right around the corner.
Absolutely. It's going to be really helpful for the Mothula fight.
That too.
I would suspect we will see it as well with the hammer strats, probably. Try and make it as quick as possible.
You can also use the fire rod. Fire rod does a good number on the moth.
Yeah, that also is going to probably be a possibility. But yeah, the fighter sword fight is just really, really long, and I love that bunny sprite.
I saw that for Ness, yeah.
So spoiler alert if you've never played Earthbound, but we won't mention that too much.
I actually don't know, so I won't act like I know.
Okay.
Jeffy is using sword swings of the fighter sword here.
Yeah, it's a good bunny sprite. But yeah, we're using seeing the fire rod used here. At GFE, it's out of flame, can be going with spins. One of the many upgrades, I always like to mention this. One of the many upgrades that we have with the programming here is the Mothula fight, because interesting fact, Mothula normally does not take damage from the butter sword.
Right.
it's the same value as the spikes. So in order to keep the spikes from killing Mothula all by itself, Mothula is immune to that level of damage. So, and technically you're not really supposed to have that weapon anyways.
The thing is,
game.
you can get it if you actually get all the items and don't do the bosses right away. You can theoretically do that.
Right.
So a little bit of a programming oversight on the developers' part of that. So you can actually get the gold sword, but what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, we could do that. We just make Miyamoto just very sad and disappointed in us.
So we are waiting to see what other new items we do get here. Following, this is a good time at the half-hour point to talk about exactly what this is for those who are maybe tuning in for the first time and wondering what this is, seeing this for the first time. We'll get a command in chat for this as well. But what this is the SpeedGaming Live 2019 Qualifiers. SpeedGaming is having its first ever live event in Herndon, Virginia. We'll get the information in chat if someone can put that command in for me, please. And what they're doing on October 24th, 27th, they're having a show kind of like what GDQ and other things like that do. But it's going to be a series of tournaments, several tournaments, including a Link to the Past Randomizer tournament and a Zelda Ocarina of Time tournament. Those are the two that we are currently running qualifiers for. And those qualifiers take place here. And the top three, at least for the Link to the Past Randomizer qualifiers, the top three will have expenses paid for to go to the event in Herndon, Virginia, and compete live at the event as part of the tournament there. There are additional qualifiers at the tournament, but those three will get in guaranteed. No questions asked, you're in. Please come play type thing. So that's what these qualifiers are for. We have 20 qualifiers. This is qualifier number 16. The top three are going. I'm being told the top three of Ocarina of Time Randomizer are going to get into. Top three of that as well. So those who play the top three are going to get in. If you were looking to take part in the qualifiers and have not played yet, you are now officially too late because there's only 4 qualifiers left. You have to play 5 qualifiers. So I don't think you're able. I think you have to play 5 qualifiers to qualify because the best and worst times get taken out, and that means you don't have 3 times to count at that point.
Correct. That is correct on the rules. So you get to play a minimum of 5. So
correct.
Anyone who's not played as of tonight and has gotten the game in you're not going to make it. You can still play. You're just going to have to go there and qualify, I guess.
Yeah, you just have to go to the event yourself, and that means you have to buy a ticket if you want to go play and then self-fight to qualify. So we are coming up Death Mountain with Fox Zero right now, and he's going to get the item from the old man, which was just a heart container. I don't know if we mentioned that earlier or not. Karnath is opening the bombable hut here, and that is the brewery, as we like to call it. Not because of delicious beverages, but because of 50 rupees inside. Don't ask me why I tied that together. GFE is working his way to the back of Thieves Town. Meanwhile, Sir Kala is in the back of Thieves Town in the Sunshine Room, and actually coming downstairs now, coming back from that.
Just a piece of heart on top of Spectacle Rock. Let's see what's inside here. Ooh, it's a sword upgrade.
They're going to go get that.
That's a nice grab there for Fox. Going to have that first, so that will be immensely helpful with the future boss fights, too.
And since we now know where the lamp is, we know that is no longer a sequence break. That sword is something they are meant to have at this point. And again, not reading the hint tile because, we don't need the hint tile today. I wonder why he went back up and went around this way. Is it quicker to do this rather than just dropping down? Oh, maybe for where he's going it is.
Yeah, okay. Maybe for routing's sake, it's probably a little bit easier to do that than it is to kind of go back down and around.
For his route, it probably is. So you have 3 runners all working their way through Thieves Town right now. That means that they're all going to get that big joke about getting tires fixed. Ba-dum-ts. And I didn't see the 2 items in the bottom of Paradox Cave earlier, so I'm going to get a look at those right now. Those were just 300 rupees and a red boomerang of uselessness. And I blind. Ha 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 ha.
So we've got a weird little bit of convergence here, but not intentionally. It's not as if everyone, has to go here to get progression. It's just kind of like everyone just went in here because it was like it was the next thing.
Yeah, everyone has different levels of progress here. We have Skull Woods complete from GFE, which we don't even need if you consider that there could be the possibility there's nothing in there. Technically, we don't need it, but he's completed it looking for items. Karnath is working his way through here. Sir Link-a-Lot already has Thieves Town, just Thieves Town now, whereas Karnath also has Tower of Hera. So it's worth knowing the progress that each runner has taken is a little different. They just happen to all be here at the same time. Fox Zero is... Oh, I thought he was just checking the island. I thought I was checking the way to get into Turtle Rock for a second, but he's not going there. He can't get there yet, so he was just checking the island. I missed what was there, unfortunately. Sir Link-a-Lot doing his digging. I didn't count the number of digs earlier. I wonder how many digs this is today. That is 18. He's doing a very decided pattern here, I see. And he's done with patterns. That was 27 for the piece of heart today. Fox Zero picking up the single green rupee out of the chest in Tower Hera. Stops, stares at the chest, and reflects on his decisions for a moment, and then proceeds upstairs. And Sir Link-a-Lot saving and quitting from Stumpy after getting his light-providing lamp. And he's back at the Sanctuary. Karnath's still working Thieves Town. He is the only runner still inside Thieves Town. Everyone else has completed it, and he's about to complete it as well. Sir Link-a-Lot only now getting to the back of Escape, where... I don't remember what was back here, actually. We're going to find out again.
We had the fire rod was back here.
Fire rod, yes.
That was the big item that was back here. We had.
Yeah, I knew there was something back here. I just forgot.
Key was back here too. Yeah.
He's not picking up the key. Now that is actually a very gutsy move, given he has the lamp. Why did he not pick up the key? Did he know that the last chest doesn't have anything?
Yeah, I think he counted items. I think it's probably the map is back there.
It must be the map. It must be the map. Yeah. GFE will take the piece of heart from the digging game. Karnath is done Thieves Town. Fox Zero is on his way to everyone's favorite pet worm, Moldorm, right now.
Oh, Nif Boy says it was a heart, so maybe just taking a gamble. Yeah, map may be in Sank Chest. Might just be getting those two mixed up here.
Yeah, maybe it is in Sank Chest. Yeah, it's still a bit of a gamble not going for the Dark Cross item. Moldorm is complete.
Yep. Yeah, there's a full heart in Dark Cross, so just a little bit of a gamble there, I guess.
Perhaps. So GFE is back at the Sanctuary, and Fox Zero celebrates a fight well completed. Karnath with a very weird digging pattern.
Is he digging out a symbol or something?
I have no idea.
It's a helicopter.
Clearly, it. I'm just gonna follow the path that I would take that some people take for identifying Zelda 1 randomizer maps and just say it's a cactus.
That could be.
Yeah.
So here comes the interesting question. It looks like based on where we've got, really the only place left to go is Pod.
There's not really a lot of places we can go, I don't think, right now. Swamp Palace, we don't have a mirror. We don't, and even for Pod, we don't have the bow to get to the back. Same with Eastern Palace. Desert Palace, we don't have the book. We don't have the Titans-Smith to backdoor it with the mirror.
Right.
Swamp is dependent anyway. Skullwoods we know is nothing, but our runners will have to check that before they rule out anything.
Ice Palace. Yep. We need
off
the mitts.
Misery Mire, we also need the mitts. Turtle Rock, we just need a medallion possibly, but otherwise we still need the mitts.
Yeah, so I mean, Pod's really the only dungeon that can have progression.
Yeah,
unless it's
we're out of places.
Overworld somewhere.
Yeah, we can't get to some of the overworld checks though. That's the thing. So I think we're down to just Pod. We're down to just Pod. And yes, full question chat for Pearl Science. Yes, Skullwoods is full clearable. If you check the tracker for GFE, he has completed Skullwoods.
Correct, and we found the magic cape in Skullwoods.
Yes, and actually, was anything on Bumper Cave? Did we see that?
You know, I didn't really catch that. But in theory, you would think that the mirror has to be either there or it's hiding out in like Spike Cave or something.
You know that no, we have not seen Spike Cave yet. Question chat: is Spike in Logic without bottles or cape? Or we have to include the Cane of Burna in that as well. I believe it's in Logic with the Cane of Burna as well. But since we have the cape available, I would say that Spike Cave is potentially in Logic. They do have the hammer and actually, do they need the Titan's bit for the last rock or just the Power Glove? That's the only thing I don't know about that. Okay, according to chat, the cape would require a magic extension. That means either the bottle or half magic. So that would be something to work with. And apparently missed progression.
Yep. Looks like GFE did find the mitts and they're in Spike Cave.
That would be progression. Now we don't have any bottles yet either. So yeah, clearly the mitts in the Spike Cave. If what we're reading in chat is correct, and you technically need a bottle or half magic to go with the cape, then technically that could be considered a sequence break. But either way, that's still an item that we need, and that will lead us in a lot of possible different directions that can be useful now. GFE it's being suggested could be going for the Turtle Rock check. He is going to do Paradox Cave first, but he might be checking Turtle Rock. Now that he has the Titan's Mitt, he knows he can potentially get inside if Quake is a medallion, so at least he can. Actually, no, he doesn't have Quake yet. He's going to get it right here, though, and this will definitely incentivize him to possibly check Turtle Rock. He's going to get his flute while he's here as well. There it is, and the heart container, of course.
You can see the bomb jump across ledge here.
Nicely done.
I assume this means he's probably going to go up and do Turtle Rock, or at least check it, see if he can.
Yep, that's what they were discussing in chat here. Our chatters are discussing that possibility, and that seems to be what he might be doing. Or he can make every single one in chat and me a liar. That's what he's doing.
He's going to do Tower of Hera.
Yeah. So, Sir Link-A-Lot now taking on everyone's favorite pet worm, who actually leaves him alone, which is very, very interesting. Very easy fight for Sir Link-A-Lot, and he will get that pistol and move on. That was bombs, by the way, on Moldorm, in case we never covered that. I think that was our second item, so that's why no one's doing the coffee break today. Yeah, there was the green rupee in the first one, so that was the first item. And Fox Hero is doing Palace of Darkness. You mentioned this might be the play, and it looks like this is his play. Finding in this chest a compass. I don't think I see anything else of worth in Palace of Darkness so far on the tracker. Except the Cane of Burnham, maybe. I think that came out of there. And a little bit of leg made me miss what that item was, unfortunately.
Got a West shed check here, Myra shed check in Karnath's view. Just got a heart and a big 20, so nothing really important there.
Unless money for your college education is important, that is.
Ooh, Quake. So access to Misery Mire is active.
That is definitely something that must have some music. And the duck is amok for Sir Link-a-Lot. The windmill is destroyed, and we now have transportation by what we like to call in the community Swag Duck Air. So he can now toot that flute and fly wherever he wants to. Now, we do have the immediate check of Misery Mire, which I wasn't going to talk about, except we wanted to give the music a chance to play. Karnath is checking Misery Mire right now, and with the fact that Quake opens that, and that's the only medallion we have, that's a very good indication that this could be important. Foxer getting his swag net from Agina. Also, based on the items we have right now, I don't think we ever confirmed this, but the play to Aghanim no longer exists. I don't believe we will be seeing the wizard in this seed. There's our bag of powder. So the fake powder is now replaced with real powder. JFE gets his big 20 from the bottom of Spiral Cave. And there's the big key for Misery Mire. So this would be, in effect, the God Mire, because we have the key in one of the very early tests. But unfortunately, we have a lot to do still, so we're not going to get to do it that way today. So it looks like Sir Link-a-Lot heading back to the Skull Woods area. GFE is going to try to get into Turtle Rock. So will this Quake medallion be the only thing we need today? Yes!
It is!
Quake is the only medallion we need today.
Wow!
Except maybe Bombos and Ice Palace. We will find out later on. Actually, no, we don't need that. We have Fire Rod. So
yeah, we got Fire Rod. We're good to go on medallions.
Yeah, we're good to go on that. Yeah, Chad has it. We're a bow away from go mode, or no mode at least. Oh, and we... Well, maybe not. We might need the mirror to get the bow if it's in Swamp Palace, or something like that.
Yep. I do just want to say one thing in particular. How does GFE not have boots at this point?
This is a fantastic question. He has to do the escape to get the boots.
Right.
So until he does the escape, he's not going to have boots. And at this point, if he doesn't find them before he enters go mode otherwise, he's going to be scared about Ganon's Tower.
Oh my goodness.
Because keep in mind, Ganon's Tower could potentially, and it has happened, maybe Desert Palace too, I don't think we've seen Desert Palace yet, they could both have a key or a big key on the torch, especially the Ganon's Tower big key. And if you get everything done, you come to Ganon's Tower and find that big key is on the torch, you don't have boots, you're going on a hunt to find those winged footwear to get that key off the torch.
That would be awful for GFE, especially if he goes in with the lead. Not to mention just the fact that the boots will make things a little bit quicker. You know, so you go into GT with a lead and you just get beaten by somebody coming from behind with boots. That's never fun.
There was our bottle, by the way. Not the one that would have applied for Spike Cave logic, I believe, but it is there. Maybe it would because he is near Spike Cave.
Oh, we got a possibility here too. We may need the mirror.
We're going in Eternal Rock. Well. We're going in Eternal Rock. Third crystal dungeon for GFE. He's doing it.
Yeah, we may need the mirror to get in Desert Palace if we don't find the Book of Medora.
It would be interesting if it shows up in here, wouldn't it?
It would. No, I guess drive with the key though. And Fox backtracking through Eastern Palace, gonna open that big chest up, find that Canis Maria, and feel real bad. But we'll push on.
I don't think he's gonna feel bad about finding the Canis Maria. He's just gonna wish he came here sooner. But he had a lot of other things to do as well that have to be done anyway. So,
right. So not terrible, but it's one of those things you might feel bad. Yes, might have to come back a third time to do it.
Yeah. Oh, there's your mirror.
Ooh. Yep, there is.
So we can now look in the look and smile at ourselves and be teleported. That looks like, is that a shield on Bumper Cave? I think it is.
I believe so.
Still no bow, so Fox Zero again will not be able to complete Eastern Palace. Does get his Canis Maria and probably thinking, you know, Misery Mire's looking pretty good right now. Also noting that Sir Lancelot still does not have the Titans limit according to our tracker.
Yeah, I haven't seen Sir Lancelot go up to Spike Cave yet.
You can comment in chat that's funny how we're almost an hour in, almost no dungeons have been cleared, according to that one comment. We do have a couple dungeons that happen. It's just a matter of finding the right items, and we're going to have to go to, it looks like, certain dungeons to be able to find those items. It's one of those really convoluted item chains today that we have to work through here.
Yep.
There's our big key. That's in the vanilla spot on the lava island.
Yep, it's one of those things, too, that once we find our go mode item, we'll have a fairly quick run through the remaining dungeons. It won't take very long.
That's right.
And King's Tomb has the third sword upgrade.
I want to know where specifically the Cane of Burnham was located as well. So King's Tomb had a sword. We're taking the King's weaponry from him, which is good because we need it.
He's not going to mind too much. He's dead.
You can't use it. I'm sure he'll just be happy it's getting some use. King's sword apparently is a slice of bacon too. So GFE is gonna work over. Yeah, he has a mirror. Check Mimic Cave now. Almost forgot he had the mirror for a second. So we're gonna get to see Mimic Cave. What we call mimics are actually gorillas. They are a lot less dangerous now than they were in the Legend of Zelda 1 days. Because then they threw boomerangs. Here they just copy your boomerang.
Just a big 50 there, unfortunately, but you know, we'll see GFE go through and get the last couple chests here. Now he doesn't have the lamp, so that means we're going to visit Space Mountain here. Roller coaster in the dark, no lights on. In the basement here of Turtle Rock.
That's always a fun ride. Yeah, he's probably wondering where the missing link is here. And wait patiently for the bomb to blow and proceed. Nice hook shot use there. Gets another key there. That is, I think... Oh, he still has one more key on Laser Bridge.
But got the cape, so it can probably weasel through it. Oh yeah, it does have the lamp, so no Space Mountain tonight.
Yep, we do have a lamp.
Ooh, and just slightly missing the input there. Yeah.
This is the turn.
It'll be okay.
Should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque.
Yeah, the thing about this room is that it looks a lot more complex than it really is, but once you know what the inputs are to get to the end, it's actually very simple.
Go left there and you're good.
Yep.
And he exits the dark room, and this room is well lit. Has a beetle to stun and walk through. Hi, beetle.
Yeah, Helmosaur.
Mirror for Karnath.
There's the key we're looking for.
So what else do we have on Laser Bridge? We have a key, of course, which has been found. We have 300 rupees.
Mm-hmm.
2 more. We have 50 rupees.
Have we seen the compass yet? There's this going to be
I want to say we have.
Bombs. Yep, we have. Yes.
And back in the start of the room. And he can go beat up Trinex, and we need to do it anyway. So let's just go beat up Trinex.
Yep. He'll get a refill, so not a big problem. Oh. Oh, ooh. Nice. Using the fake powder on the anti-fairy there. That's
You
know, I haven't seen that play before, but it makes a lot of sense. That is really cool. Yeah, fake powder on the anti-fairy to get the full fairy heart refill.
Now, if he had gone to Misery Mire first, he could have had the actual powder for that.
Yeah,
powder.
Yeah, the thing about that too is for GFA, that's not easy to do. I mean, because it's a moving object. You know, at least with the bat, it's a static position that you have to be in. That's moving around. So
Lancelot finds his power glove, stares at the chest in reflection, and saves and quits.
Yeah, it's kind of like great.
GFE, meanwhile, fighting our pet turtle, Trinex, 3-headed turtle who has a fire head, which you have to kill with ice. An ice head you have to kill with fire, and a regular head that, after the other heads are dead, just chases you around.
Great. It kind of loops, but it's not a perfect loop, and that's intentional. It makes it a little bit difficult to exactly position yourself.
I thought we had a soft lock for a second there for GFE. I don't know what happened there, but momentary freeze. He is good, though, and we are going to see the head come out of the shell.
Yep.
So we're going to get a nice spin slash on as it starts. Get out of the way. Get another couple sword slashes in. This has the shot from afar, and there it is.
Yes, indeed.
Sword beam, that's the term.
Nicely done. GFE getting a crystal and the compass. There's the compass.
So that is another crystal for GFE, and puts him in the crystal lead, I believe.
Sure does. He's at 3 now.
I did mention at the start of this race, GFE is the only one of these 4 runners who has won a seed so far. None of the other runners here have won a seed, though Sir Link-A-Lot is highest on the leaderboard of these 4 runners. They are all trying to make a push to get to the top 3 to compete at SpeedGaming Live in October.
Yep, I'm just going to real quick mention Karnath also has 3 and is going to get 4 here shortly. So they're tied with the crystal lead right now,
yes.
But Karnath will take the lead shortly.
Oh, he has 3 crystals. I forgot he was Misery Mire. That's right. Well, okay, GFE has a dungeon clear lead, but that again will change in a moment too. And GFE plays his music. We can't hear it. You're just going to have to trust that he's playing his music.
Yep.
And there's a bunny sprite for Fox Zero. We have chat calling for the Bow and Swamp Palace. What do you think? Do you think that's where it's going to be today?
Well, we have differing calls here. We have one person saying book on pet and bow on some tablet. Coldworm, you're cruel, man. And Portal Science is saying bow Swamp Palace. That might be a little bit more likely.
Either scenario would involve the Swamp Palace having to be at least entered, in one case cleared, and in both cases cleared if they'll happens to be on Argus, which would be nasty. But
Yep.
Oh, Karnath taking a death.
Oh no.
And no fairy. Now he's back to the start of the extra of the secondary here, so he's okay. But that's still a bad death to take.
Yeah, it's just a time loss really at this point. Small time loss, but you're racing. You really don't want to take these small time losses. It's just kind of a hassle.
GFE using a trick with the mirror, and don't do this in dungeons, by the way. But if you're pushing a block, hit the button to activate the mirror, and it causes the block to completely vanish. You can cause a block to vanish by forcing it to look at itself. It is scared and will disappear.
Great. Of course, if you do that in a dungeon, it just teleports you back to the start.
And you're wondering why you're wondering and questioning your life choices. Piece of Heart and Checkerboard Cave.
Yep. Interesting to see if GFE decides to go into Misery Mire or is going to mirror and do Desert Palace first.
So we're going to getting his mirror, realizing this was the correct play.
Will be Desert Palace play first.
He's leaving. Oh, he's going back in.
Half magic. That's a nice find.
Oh, is that the Desert Ledge?
Yep.
I think we might have got that earlier and we just missed it.
I think we might have seen it, but I don't think we got more than just a brief glance at it. Maybe when Karnath went in. Oh no! Oh no!
What?
GFE. It's boots locked dungeon.
Oh!
Desert Palace.
Oh!
The big key is upon the torch.
We have a boots lock seed here. We have to find those boots, and that means GFE is going to have to look at all the places he has not looked yet, or just pray that he finds them along the way, which he will not do because he has to go all the way down to Zelda's cell to get those boots.
Oh, Karnath taking another death. Oh, that was on Laser Bridge. That was intentional. Okay, good.
Yeah, so GFE is, needless to say, in a very, very tough spot right now. I think it's going to be hard for him to come back from that situation right now.
Well, I'm not going to say... I won't say never. Depends on where he's going to go next, but he knows he needs boots now. He knows he needs to go find them somewhere.
And he's going to wonder if he missed them or whether they're in a place coming up.
Yeah, it's just going to be a scenario where thinking about, okay, where do I go to check?
What haven't I done yet?
Mm-hmm. You have to be thinking too, though, Cyclone, that GFE does somewhere have a list in his head of where he's not been yet.
Yeah, and the Dwarf Chain is probably on the list too because that still has. I don't think any of our runners have done the Dwarf Chain yet, and check the mirror items along the way either. So, or Hammer Pegs. So yeah, all that is still up in the air, and to him, he's not worried because the boots could be in one of those kinds of locations. And guess what? They're not there. These boots are going to haunt him for a long time now because I think the last place he's going to go, I honestly think it'll be the last place he goes, down to the bottom of the castle to find those boots down there. And I don't think he's going to like that.
Yep. I think it's going to be kind of a dope moment.
So in the meantime, Sir Link-a-Lot going through Mimic Cave, he is going to complete the Turtle Rock dungeon, which Fox Zero is working his way to try next, while Karnath destroys try next. So all three runners, aside from GFE, who's already done it, are working Turtle Rock in various fashion right now.
Yep. And they'll all be done with it shortly. And everybody with GFE's got those boots, which, again, for those of you wondering where they're at, they're in the scape, they're in cell to cell. So GFE has not done that yet, and everyone else has been there. But that bow is still the go mode item at this point.
Except for GFE.
Yep. Gonna need bow and boots.
Yeah, I think everyone has every other item. I think you're correct on that. The lamp isn't held by GFE yet, but technically a lot of runners don't see that as needing to go mode. It's just to show where the logic is going for those good runners. But for those who are casual players may not know the maps as well, technically you do need it.
Yeah, I think GFE does have the lamp, because remember we went through the basement roller coaster in Turtle Rock.
Oh, yes, he does. It's just not marked off. Okay, yeah, we do need to mark that lamp off then. You're right.
Yep. It's just the mark command may have been eaten by the back end, as it's wont to do every once in a while.
Tasty inputs.
But GFE going through and taking care of it. Viddy now using the hammer to keep him pinned in the corner. It's a little dangerous, but pretty good.
Yeah, it's dangerous, but it gets the job done if you can. Oh, there's a hit.
I just don't want to be too low on health doing that. It's a small key, and we know it's a crystal, so. And GFE has got everyone saying fuzzy pickles.
What's that about my pickles being fuzzy? It's okay, I don't eat pickles.
It's okay. Oh, Fox, unfortunately, gonna have to come back in to get that second chest. Kind of just messed up on the push and pushed the block into the hole instead of deleting it.
Yeah, that's a case of go.
Yep. So Karnath now gonna be checking. It looks like Checkerboard Cave, and then going into Desert Palace. But he's got the boots, so.
Both of ours are going to do that on the bottom.
Yep.
So we're learning about taking that full magic refill. That is guaranteed under that tile once in each trip through the dungeon.
Big difference between the two is that Karnath has completed. Oh, Karnath also going to go ahead and do Gina's Cave.
Yeah, everyone else I think has done this except for him.
Yeah, but yeah, the one difference between Karnath and Fox right now is that Karnath's finished Misery Mire, Fox is not, so Fox will have to go through and do Misery Mire after.
It's worth knowing as well that we don't have access to the, while we're in the desert area, we don't have access to the Bombos tablet yet. We don't have Book of Medora. Even though we do the Master Sword, you need the Book of Medora to actually read the tablet. We have an exploding Trinex on Sir Link-a-Lot screen. This will be his third dungeon completed, and I think third crystal completed, I should say. He is behind on the crystal count, where Karnath does have 4 crystals, but so does GFE, and they are both co-leading in that respect.
So just to give you guys, I see some talk in chat right now, and I do want to update some stuff shortly. So actually, we'll update that in a moment, but yeah, I think a lot of people are talking about weighty words needing to finish top 3, and he should qualify based on that. It's possibility points wise, I think.
Okay. I'm taking a quick look at that myself. I have the scores up right now, and weighty words looking at the leaderboard. My score is actually not showing it right now. I'm going to find that in a moment for you.
Okay. Yeah, that would be
there
awesome.
He is.
Cyclone.
There it
Thank
is.
you.
Yeah, we do have, just to explain our leaderboard right now, as we entered tonight's race, we have Shady Force in first, Actaboker in second, Asder in third. Their scores respectively, to give an idea, Asder is at 98.99 for his total score. He won they've all won one of their races as well, and they have very good scores aside from that. And then coming up from there is Weighty Words, Banta, Arriver, Hitsuyan, Lunchtime, ATH, Solski, and Humbug. Those are all the members of the top 10 right now who are fighting to get into the top 3 and try to guarantee that spot at SpeedGaming Lock in the final tournament.
That's a pretty good list of people as far as runners and quality runners. A lot of names that you will recognize if you've been around the community for a while of some very, very fast guys and gals.
Now, of course, the runners here are also trying to do that. All it takes is a really good time, possibly a win, and they can get themselves in that spot as well.
Yep. So we are waiting to see who might come in first place still. We're still waiting on that. And still waiting to see, even among our runners who are restreamed here, which of them is going to finish first. Can one of them crack into the top 3 or 4?
We will not discuss any finished runners until we do finish on the stream here, by the way. We're going to keep all that to ourselves until we're not even going to look at the SRL channel until we're about to have a finisher here, so we can get that information as live as possible, given we are on a delay.
Yes, that is correct. So it will be very interesting here to see who among our 4 restream runners are going to finish first, because it looks like, I would guess right now Karnath probably has a slight lead just based on completion of dungeons. I mean, we're all pretty much at the same point where we're missing one. Unfortunately, poor GFE is like digging through pod trying to find that those boots, thinking they might be in here, but they're not.
They're not. I don't think Pod's Darkness really had anything in it, did it?
It did have Kinburna.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. It's not got the bow, which is what we're looking for at this point. And Karnath's just, I think at this point, just kind of going everywhere to do everything. Turning in Sick Kid, we know that's just a rupee turn in. So we're seeing some of these checks that we've gotten before that maybe Karnath hasn't done that other runners have already completed.
It's nice for the Sick Kid to give his allowance towards the cause.
Yep.
Only $20, not much. There's the bag of powder for Fox Zero. Fake powder no longer a problem for him. And everyone's favorite pet worms, aside from Moldorm.
I thought it was Moldorm. I thought everybody liked Moldorm. That's like my favorite sitcom. Everyone loves Moldorm.
I was about to say something about we need to write a jingle for that, but we shouldn't sing it on air, so let's not do that.
No, we don't need Fusel mad at us.
No.
Yeah, for those wondering, there's 4 more qualifiers through next week, so a couple more opportunities for people who need to put in a good time and try and get a win here to do so.
And we'll cover that schedule later on, but the qualifiers do go through the end of this month. Yeah, I think they pretty much go through the end of this month. So those qualifiers still 4 of those to come up. And there are different times of day. Some of the qualifiers have been about 3 in the afternoon. Some have been at noon. Some have been late at night, like this one. Some have been prime time, 7, 8 in the evening. So we've had them all over the clock. Everyone has as much chance to qualify as possible, and to get those races in at times that are convenient for them. And also good for viewing audience in different areas as well.
Yes, indeed. It's always nice, especially for those of us out here in the western half of North America, to be able to get a time that's a little bit more convenient. You know, that rather than having it be at 5:15 or 7:15, or we're still at work, so it's always nice.
Exactly. So here we are on everyone's favorite eyeballs. I have a theme going with this. Vitreous. This is a lot easier with the bow. Unfortunately, we don't have the bow, so those silver arrows are useless to us. We can't just jab them with the stick.
Yep.
taking some lightning shots, but has the cannon burner going, and he can take those lightning shots. So that's a wonderful mode of protection to get the eyeball to come at you. And now, of course, has the magic turned off. Just gonna hit with a sword, and he's good from here. I think this will be 4 more hits, 2 more hits, take a little damage from the base, and he's done.
Nicely done for Fox. And Sir Lancelot will finish shortly the dungeon shortly thereafter, hopefully, looks like. Meanwhile, Karnath is hauling the purple chest back to Gary. So we'll see here. K45.
On the way, checks K45 and finds a piece of heart. No thank you, I'm out of here. So I'm going to grab his charge and return via flute over to Gary's area.
Yep, going to go number 7. Makes the walk a little bit easier.
Yep, a little bit of time taken off. And saving time is what we want to do. So what are we going to get from Gary's lunchbox today? Gary gives us some 6.
Yep.
That's a very point. Go ahead.
I was going to say, he's like, you got the bow, right? Here's some arrows.
Yeah, I would say that rather, because we call that Gary's lunchbox, he had a rather pointed idea for lunch today.
It's like my kebab skewers.
Exactly. He's like, oh, thanks for your lunch. Oh, you can shoot these, right? Yes, thanks, Gary.
So is this a graveyard ledge check for Karnath? It might be.
It may be. We still have a lot of calls in chat for Swamp. I am starting to agree with the Swamp play, only because either it could be in Swamp or it could be on the pedestal. In either of those situations, you need to go into Swamp.
I feel like Swamp's the right place. 6 items hiding out in Swamp Palace. You know, your odds are pretty good there.
Again, I confirm.
Already been.
I mean, I confirm what was just said in chat as well. Has pedestal been checked? The answer to that is we don't have a Book of Medora. We cannot check the pedestal without the Book of Medora. We also can't check the tablets without a Book of Medora. So we don't know what's on those 2 tablets on Death Mountain and in the desert. So all 3 of those items are completely unknown to us at this time.
Nope. That'll be fun though. Just
Oh, Karnath's gonna get some butter.
Yep. Butter sword. Nicely found. So we got butter, we got silvers, we got the ultimate Ganon Slayer pack there. Brought to us nice and fresh every day from Link Crate. So now the question becomes, where's Karnath going?
Well, GFE's taking the dwarf home.
Karnath doesn't look like he's been to pod, so probably gonna be a dip into there, look for the bow. But we know it's not there.
Oh, the dwarfs were actually making a sword today.
Yep.
That's vanilla.
That it is.
That was a pure vanilla temper sword for GFE. I was wondering where that sword was.
And we have indeed checked Catfish. It was nothing of consequence. I believe it was just a piece of heart.
So, Sir Lancelot skipping Tower Room because Tower Room doesn't need to be done. We hate Tower Room. It takes too much time. And we don't get anything for it, so we're not going to do it.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just thinking that it's got to be Swamp Palace.
I think so. Like, you don't want to check it because it's a pendant, but at the same time, you're down to 1 item. It makes sense because there's 6 possible items in Swamp Palace, and it's a green pendant. So even if you don't find it in Swamp Palace, you can go to Sahasrara and you got another item to check. So at this, and you can skip left side because if you don't, at least at first, because if it's on Argus anyway, or if you have to go to Argus anyway, and if you don't find it on Argus, you're going to have to go left side anyway. So In this case, I think sipping left side and doing the rest of Swamp Palace is the best play.
Yep, and GFE is still 1 hour 18 minutes in. No boots has not been to escape.
Yeah,
Gonna
that's
be going to
haunt
Swamp
him.
Palace though. Gonna be going to Swamp Palace though. Gonna be the first one to go in here.
He is making what we suspect is going to be the right play here. And if we don't find the boots in here, I'm starting to think they could be on the pedestal.
Oh, you mean the bow?
The bow, yes. I mean the bow on the pedestal. Yeah, that's what I meant. But that would also mean the Ice Palace, those 3 items have to be useless as well.
Well, that would be a rough ride if that's the case.
Yeah. But yeah, we have to keep that in mind too. The bow could be in Swamp Palace, or in Ice Palace. Ice Tea Room.
Yeah, bow's probably gonna be in the first chest here on the left.
Oh, it's always the first chest on the left. It always has something. Always has something. So what is in that first chest on the left today? Let's find out as we open it and we find something.
Compass. Aw, I wanted it to be the bow so bad. I was just like, yes.
It's the Master Compass, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Compass of Legend. It is something. No? Okay.
No.
I tried. We are getting Ice Palace, by the way, so we're going to find out very quickly if either of these places is the right place to be.
Great. So we're getting a double check here. Sir Link-a-Lot going and checking Ice Palace. Let's see what's in the first chest.
Key.
Ooh.
Well, that opens the big chest available right away. And we have the mirror, so obviously, so we have to get in here. Well, actually, no, not in here. But we do have the mirror, so we can push the blocks out of the way and cheat our... Actually, no, we can't, because it's in a dungeon. Never mind.
Yep. Gonna have to take the long way around for that.
Yeah. Or use the hook shot. The hook shot strat still works. So we're going to see what's in the lower chest here. I don't think we found a big key yet for Swamp Palace. Well, we could know because we only have 2 chests so far, I believe. So we're going to move around. We're going to push a block as soon as we go to the next door, and pushing that block will reveal a chest. And as Sir Link-a-Lot comes up to the bomb jump, we're going to push that block. We're going to find a bow!
Oh, there it is. But
ladies
yeah,
and gentlemen, at 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 30 seconds, we are in no mode. But we are not in go mode.
I was going to say the problem for GFE doesn't know the boots are not in here. It's going to do a full clear of Swamp Palace. Unnecessary full clear.
He may think he is in go mode. He may skip chests as well.
Yep. I think our first runner in go mode is going to be Fox, though.
Yeah, because he's going to swamp himself right now. You are absolutely correct. Fox Zero is in a great position to take over the run right now for all of our restream runners. You are absolutely correct.
Yeah, and Fox and Karnath are even on dungeon, so it's going to be very close between those two. They're going to be running headlong into each other here.
Yeah, they're going to be racing, those two for sure. And again, we don't know about any of the many runners who are in the off-stream race. We have, I'm just doing a quick count in the channel, I think we have about 19, 20 racers who are racing off-stream, and we don't see all of those runners, so we don't know what they're all doing right now.
Yeah, we've got, at least the count I've got is 23 people competing. So boys, this is going to be, between Karnath and Fox, this is going to be just pure execution between us two.
So GFE coming up to the R's fight right now. And R, I guess, has a lot of R guy all over him. I think about 13 to be exact. That's a wonderful looking number. So you have to pluck him off the hook shot and slash him to death. And then once in a while, Argus will fling them at you like he did to GFE. That is a great RNG for getting Mold or Argus off the screen very quickly there. The last puff was defeated. He just took off. That was a great kill. So now that GFE does not have his boots, do you think he's going to actually keep looking for those boots?
Yeah, I think he's going to keep looking in Swamp Palace, but Fox almost making the mistake of go-moding Swamp Palace and realizing, wait a minute, I gotta go down and check this chest first. He's gonna be rewarded at 1 hour 24 minutes. Fox Zero is in go mode.
Yes, I almost took that away from you. Sorry, I'm just noting that GFE is leaving Swamp Palace. I don't think he did left side.
And 10 seconds behind. Karnath is now 10 seconds behind. So
wow, we have a race. We have a race. And their dungeons are exactly the same for completion.
Exactly. It's going to be back to back. They're just going to go straight to Helmasaur King, do pod, mirror out, and then go and do Armos Knights. It's going to be a straight sprint to the back.
And I already got an unfortunate early glimpse of that there are finishers. So we won't. I didn't look to see where they finished. I didn't look that closely, but we know there are finishers. So we are going to find out whether they're among these finishers shortly, and we will get the list of finishers once one of them finishes on stream, or both of them possibly.
Yeah, it's going to be close between these two.
Meanwhile, Sir Linklat does clear Ice Palace. What he does not know at this point is that Swamp Palace is the correct play. That's where he needs to go. At this point, he does have 2 crystals. He could be worrying and thinking that the pedestal is involved. By the way, it looks like there's a bottle up there. It has red goo in it. And that is your master bottle today.
Yeah, the bad news for GFE is just we're just seeing them struggle to go get those boots and go to escape to do that. It's gonna do the double as well, but we'll not be able to.
That book must have been in Swamp Palace because I didn't see where he picked that up. Or was
yeah,
because he went to the tablet. I didn't even catch that, so that's why he went to the tablet as well.
Yeah, so it would have had to be one of the chests that he's checked in the back half of Swamp Palace.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's not an unreasonable guess here that I'm seeing it as they're mentioning that Jiffy is hoping that it's bow-locked boots. Not unreasonable to expect that, but it's kind of unfortunate.
But at the same time, he has to do these 2 dungeons anyway, so he would be very happy to see the boots being on one of the bosses in this area. You're absolutely correct, but like you said, he's not going to find it.
And they are in the same room.
I didn't even notice that was the red mail the graveyard led.
Yep.
Probably nice to get a new shirt to wear, isn't it?
Yeah, that's always nice.
GFE getting his key. Gonna bomb open the hole. And get his big key.
And
that's enough for him.
Fox is at Helmasaur King right now. Karnath just on his heels.
GFE also is going to be working his way down there. But GFE is in a much different position. He still needs the boots.
Fox just needing a couple more hits with that hammer on the mask to break it. There it is. And a single arrow now going to finish it up.
So we have dual fights against the King. Fox Zero is ahead in this fight right now and finished the fight. So Karnath now gingerly removing the mask. He's a shy creature. He doesn't like to show his face. That's why he wears the mask. I understand being shy, but we're trying to encourage him to come out of his shell, literally, and show himself to the world and get killed. It's a good thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good for our runners.
Yeah.
So we got a 128.32 full clear there from Fox. Gonna mirror out. Let's see what we get from Karnath.
Just a slight difference.
Yeah.
15 seconds?
Yeah, about 15 seconds. Lost a couple seconds there in that dungeon.
but it's
But
not
it's
too
still
much to
about
make
even.
up. Yeah,
No.
not too much to make up here.
And both runners going to be sprinting straight to the back here. Take on the Aros Knights.
Sir Linkalot gets his almost vanilla butter from the blacksmiths.
Yep. And for those of you who are thinking ahead shortly here, do not put the numbers in chat yet.
No.
Because we're not keeping track of them yet. We're busy watching the race.
And we're not running the bot anyway.
Right,
so,
we're not running the bot, so it's mostly
so,
just for your own personal enjoyment.
And we'll come up with some kind of prize for you. It's just going to be something, whatever we think of off the top of our heads.
Astor, please.
Oh, Karnath, unfortunately, gets all the skeletons appearing in that room in Eastern Palace. Has to clear the room normally. That's going to cost him a little bit of time trying to get through, and Fox Zero gains on that advantage there.
Ooh, running into a little bit of trouble there for Fox. Having a little bit of difficulty getting that Red Igor killed. So that may be an opportunity for...
But in the meantime, we have the Armos Knights fights, and I'm not going to have any time to talk about this fight because basically you blink, they're dead. Well, actually, he had a little more time. I've had more time than I thought. That didn't work out well for him. But he did get the kill.
There we go.
And ladies and gentlemen, start guessing where that Gans Tower big key is located. We have numbers from 1 to 22. Pick one number.
Yep.
That is the chest number you're going to be hoping the big key is located in today. And if you're right, we have a fabulous, fabulous prize. Of course, Neon Tiger and I, being on commentary, are not eligible for this prize. But Neon Tiger, where do you think that big key is today?
I went to the school of guessing from the tournament last time, and everyone kept guessing 15 and guessing it right. So I'm just going to say 15 and get it right, and I'll look really smart.
I don't know how you're going to look really smart because it's always 11. Always.
Always 11. Wow. Okay.
Yes, it's always 11. Even if it's 15, it's always 11.
All right. Well, that's interesting. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So in the meantime, we're going to see Sir Linkalot doing the left side of the swamp. Oh no, that's not the left side. What am I talking about? That's regular swamp.
Zodiac's like it's 11 somewhere, and I'm like, are you watching my clocks in my house? Because it's almost 11 o'clock here.
It's actually almost 1 o'clock in the morning here in the Eastern time zone. Yep. Which is the time that SpeedGaming goes off of. But of course, you can get our schedule in any time zone as it fits your need.
Indeed. So technically, this is Rando After Dark, for those of you who are familiar with.
But we're not going to treat it as After Dark because of the significance of the event, obviously.
Right. Absolutely.
So Fox Zero is coming up to Gans Tower, and if you have entered a guess in the chat room, for those of you in our live chat, thank you for guessing. We're going to try to remember who said what here, even though we're going to probably have a hard time remembering once we find the key. But we will close off. Go ahead.
I said I did copy paste everything out, so I've got all your numbers.
I have my scroller active too, so we're good. We're going to find out. Yep. So we're going to get it figured out. In the meantime, we're now in Gans Tower. Guessing is closed. No more guessing, please. So the first chests are going to be on the right side table. Will he do a full right? We'll find out. Chest number 1. Last time it was chest number 1, so I was waiting for that again. But the first 2 today are 2 regular keys, and he is doing the full right play. I respect this decision.
I would say, you get 2 keys at the start. That's a good play to make at right from the get-go.
I completely respect this decision, and he's doing Towel Room.
Oh.
Number 3 is Towel Room today, ladies and gentlemen. Your 15 is going to get messed up here.
Very bold.
Your 15 is going to be messed.
It's going to be messed, but bold play by Fox here. Now, if this is actually where it is, This is a bold play that pays off. If not, it's kind
this
of
would be a
ouch.
1,000 IQ play if it shows up here. And
Yep.
you know what? Let's have it. Let's have it happen. I want to see it happen.
Yep.
Towel room. Towel room. Big key. No. Piece of heart.
Karnath just decides to go straight left and not count his, but we did see
we're gonna get
10 arrows on the torch.
We're getting Pyramid Fairy from GFE.
Ooh.
We know it is nothing, but we always like to see this happen because it's an interesting thing to see. A character dragging a big red bomb behind him. Or her.
Yep.
Obviously gender inclusive here.
Yeah, absolutely. There it is. But I don't know what chest it's going to be.
We're not following Karnath's number because Fox Zero entered GT first, so that is chest number 7. It is going to be in that room, and 11 could be in that room. It should be in that room, so we'll see what order he opens the chest in. Which means I could be right.
Dang it. So that will be what? You're at 7?
This is 8. This is 8.
8. Okay. Yeah, let's see what order he opens them in.
And it was just some arrows, so Bob's gonna live anyway.
Yep. Yeah, Karnath making the gamble on popping out and going back left side pays off, gets the big key, and jumps to a fairly significant lead now over Fox. So,
okay, here we go. Number 9 was the big 20. It's going to be number 12. This is number 10. He's going to do the upper right and then the lower right. That'll be number 12. So there's 11. Let's make it official. Or not. There we go. Number 12 is your big key today, ladies and gentlemen. If you guess number 12, you win a fabulous prize, which we'll get to in just a moment here. So first of all, we have to see who guessed number 12 today. I was just going to say that. You beat me to it. We do have in chat that Best of Sack said in chat 12 again. So Best of Sack, you are our winner today of the big key guessing game, and you win our fabulous prize, which is a complimentary box of nothing. You can enjoy the nothing box of nothing anywhere you want. It's full of nothing. You never have enough of nothing because you can always have more nothing. Please enjoy.
Oh, we're about to get our last runner in Go mode as well. GFE finally getting the boots.
And it's nice to see that he's going under the escape, but he's gonna feel horrible when he sees this. I feel bad for him. I really do.
Yep. So you know what's interesting about this though, Cyclone? Bottom 2 runners are racing each other right now. Top 2 runners are going to be racing each other pretty close as well. I think it's going to be really close between them when they come out of their last dungeons.
We could have 2 really good respective races here.
But yeah, Karnath now well into Gauntlet. Fox just getting into it. It's still a race between these two. Couple rooms apart. Karnath now onto Lamola's 2 as Fox gets through some of these rooms with the Zizix and the Bimos. Very difficult rooms. I hate these rooms when playing this game.
Yeah, they're considered rooms. And by the way, Karnath is now ahead in the Gans Tower race, by the way. So we should probably follow him if we can on the audio. If our trackers are able to change that. If it's available. I don't know if it is, but we'll see if it is.
I think
in the meantime, he is leading Fox Zero, who would be our next choice for that. And I would say at this point it's about a 25-30 second lead maybe at this point, I'm guessing, because he got upstairs as Fox Zero is now entering Land Molos.
Sounds about right. And GFE now in Go mode, going to be making a very quick entry to Desert Palace here. Just going to go to the back once he gets that key and go ham on Land Molos.
Indeed. Okay, we are on Fox's audio now, I'm being told. So it looks like Karnath's audio is not available. We will be following one of our leaders, though. And this is a really good race here. So we have, at this point, Fox Zero is through those 2. He's actually doing this room right now, which is the room before the stairs that Karnath just climbed. Karnath looks like was waiting for the ding, ding, ding of the door closing him, because if you go upstairs as that door closes, let's just say you're not gonna like what happens. It despawns everything.
Ooh, and Fox going up there as well. Does not despawn everything, and is good to go.
Ooh, lost one of the fire shots on the on that moving thing there. I can't remember what those moving things are called, to be honest, but lost a fire shot on it. Moldorm 2 fighting by Karnath right now. Moldorm 2 has the power to decide races, but today Karnath gets by on the first try. Fox Zero coming down to Moldorm 2 right now.
And gets it as well. Skips the last chest. Going through the last room. Last couple of enemies there, the Helmosaurs. And floor 7F. Hook a right into the door. 139.36 into the Aga 2 fight. Let's see.
The triangle fight begins.
Yeah, let's see how far behind Fox is. A little bit slower on the climb.
This is a really good layout. That was a triple. Can we get another triple? This is a great layout. Look at this. Oh, we're only getting this a little bit. Darn.
Yeah, it's a 17-second gap from Karnath to Fox right now.
Oh, having a hard time with the patterns here. Ooh. This should be it, though. Can Fox Zero make up time on this Aghanim 2 fight? This is the second phase. This was another... That might have only been one. That might have only counted as one. But Karnath is done at 140.12. Aghanim is flashing. And moving on, Fox Zero is done at 140.21. 9 seconds going into Ganon.
Wow, Fox, excellent fight there, getting some additional hits that Karnath missed. Just pulls back enough time here. It's 9 seconds, man. It's this could just go either way at this point between these two. It's gonna have to be perfect execution from Karnath.
So the runners enter the cuckoo-shaped hole. My minions all failed to guard those items. Why am I surrounded by incompetent fools? Because you hired them.
Yes.
Enough said.
Only the best.
So phase 1 is complete already. That's just where Ganon throws his trident around. With Butter, that doesn't last very long. Neither does phase 2, which is the one he's doing right now, flinging fire bats at you after trying to hit you with a circle of fire. This is done repeatedly until you get out of phase 2, which he's out of phase 2. Very, very quick Ganon fight with the Butter Sword. And now he's just going to wait for Ganon to stop warping so he can put him into temper tantrum mode. There it is. The bombs tiles out.
Fox is on half a heart.
I hear half a heart, yeah.
Yep.
That is... Oh! Karnath is menuing, so that's going to cost him a little time. Let's hope Fox Zero doesn't take a Ganon hug or a fire bat somewhere. That will kill him, and that will be bad. I don't know if he has a potion or not, but we know there's a big bottle of goo on the pedestal that we're not picking up.
I think everyone has one, but I'm not certain on that. I'm not even certain if it's the right one. I thought it was a blue potion, but
yeah, I'm not sure. Ganon is.
Oh, he's got a fairy. He's got a fairy. He's fine.
Ganon is very warpy today. Did you find the arrows in Light World? I hear a death. Oh.
Yeah, he's got a fairy though. He's fine. He's just gonna lose time.
It's a time loss for sure. But what's gonna happen with Karnath over here?
He's at full heart.
He's got a silver hit right now. There it is. That is enough. Karnath will be our first restream runner to finish this race. Very close race on the bottom, and Fox Zero misses the shot. He's gonna have to take another shot with the arrow and avoid that fire bat. We're just following Fox Zero right now because Karnath is finishing. We'll get his time in a second, but Fox Zero is almost done. I want to get them both at once here. So Fox Zero is also finishing. And the Triforce today says, time for another one? We'll think about it. So let's see if we can get, as Fox Zero crosses the line, we'll get all the times for both of these runners and some other runners in the race so far. Okay. And the first two I can report on, of course, are the ones that we're following. If I can locate them again on the list, I did see them. There is Fox Zero, and there is Karnath. So I can confirm that Karnath did finish in 13th place with a time of 142.34. Fox Zero in 15th place with a 143.29. In between them, Fred Coughlin, the creator of Zelda 1 Rando and some other randos, 14th with a time of 143.03. Coming above them, we have, I'm going to just cover some names here, but I'm going to cover the top 5 times. We have JP, we have 1UP40 going from 12th to 11th there. ZZ Cube in 10th, Fear Agent in 9th, Chex Human in 8th, We Can in 7th, Jet 82 in 6th place. So in 5th place, we had Haiku Type with a 131 flat. Weighty Words with a 129.01 coming in 4th. Matt 7898 with a 3rd place finish, 125.14. Bonta with a 125.09, just sniping Matt for 2nd place. And the winner of tonight's race, Aussie 101 with a 1st place time of 121.16. Get your GGs in chat.
Oh, that's a heck of a time for Aussie.
That is a great time.
That's on this seed. Oh, that was a that's got to be a unfortunately I won't get to talk to Aussie, but that's got to be like an early Swamp Palace play
and
to get that time.
And it was noted in chat there's a lot of sub 90s. That was 4 sub 90s in those top 5 times. So 4 riders went sub 90 on that seed.
Those are some really good times on this seed. Really nice times. But by the way, we do have a race still going on. The top 2 streamers there. You see GFE and Sir Link a lot. Both making their way through Gauntlet right now. GFE is in the lead going into Gauntlet. Be very interesting here to see how this shakes out.
And let's see if we can bring those 2 finish runners that we have, Karnath and Fox here, in right now to chat with us, and we will discuss this with them a little bit here as they now join us in the broadcast booth. GG to both of you.
Thank you, guys.
GG to you both indeed. Wow, what a race between you two. That was very tight up to the end there.
So, first question we have to ask here. What'd you think of that seed today?
I expected the troll, and sometimes the troll bit me back.
Is Fox Zero's mic working? I don't hear him yet.
Maybe not yet, but we'll work on it here. Oh, yeah, I think we just heard you, Fox.
Yep. He lit up for a second there. Maybe he just got occupied for a moment. Wasn't ready. But we'll talk to Karnath in the meantime. So, you said you expected the troll. Which one was the troll for you today? The bow?
Well, yeah, obviously the bow, but I mean, doing the dip into what was that, Skull Woods there, getting the cape gave me the signal to go up to do the Spike Cave, which the gold mitt. I think, you know, if I've got to be way ahead now, and then towards the end there where I saw them wrapping up in an hour 20, I'm like, wow, this is impossible.
Yeah, 121 I think was the top time that I mentioned there for Aussie, and that's a great time. He's a great. By the way, Aussie is a great combo randomizer runner. He runs the Super Metroid into the past combo randomizer as well. So he has put in some amazing times on that as well. So he is an absolutely excellent random runner. It's not surprising that he would have a good time on this. But my goodness, on this seed, that time.
That's frighteningly fast. That's, you know, that's like almost a warning shot to everybody else. Like, hey, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I thought I ran a heck of a seed, and I don't even know how I would shave 20 minutes out of that.
I think it's one of those things you could probably figure it out now and post how you could shave 20 minutes out of it, but that's kind of cheating.
I know I would.
Oh, GFE. Ooh. Sorry. Oh, sorry about that, Fox. Good to hear from you. We just had GFE and Sir Link a lot are in, both in AGA 2. We just saw GFE hit a triple. Incredible fight. But Fox, what'd you think of that seed, real quick here? Oh, we got
I loved it. It was fast, and you know, I said I wanted to stick to logic this time, and that sort of paid off for me.
Absolutely. So, yeah, did pretty well. He had the only real, I think, issue that we saw with the game was at the Ganon fight, but thankfully you had a fairy there to help you out. Just with the fire bats there at the end was kind of tricky.
Yeah, I'm glad I grabbed that fairy when I was in Mire.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I'd rather have it and need it. So.
Yeah, it turned out you did need it because, man, that would have been a huge time loss if you had to start all over again. But in the end, you still came in 15th, so not too bad. 140 as a 143.29, really respectable time.
A very respectable time. Very, very well done on that. We had some frighteningly fast times, as we were already discussing there, but still a very good time, and still a lot of other racers in this race, so should still be a respectable score, I would say, for this seed, definitely.
Yep. And just to very quickly hop back in here because we still have a very tight race going on right now. Sir Link-A-Lot, GFE are both in the Ganon fight, both in phase 3, both getting the warps right now. Oh, this is super close. They're both just getting their second hits in now.
Yeah,
So.
This is very, very close on the top. Like you said, we were going to have 2 good races when we saw them in different locations getting their go mode, or at least in GFE's case, his go mode boots. GFE, by the way, did put off the castle for a while, and he only got the boots for his go mode item. He was otherwise in a good position throughout the race. It was just those boots that kept him from coming back in this race.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, GFE missing the first shot, but Sir Link-A-Lot getting it.
Almost fell off, I think, too.
Oh, yeah, both of them almost fell off.
And that was almost a triple for Sir
Almost.
Link-A-Lot. Wow. But he got the final shot there.
Yeah, he's going to get
GFE
the final shot.
Gonna get his final no, not his final shot. He's one more. So not quite. But he's going to get it right now. And I've been doing a little bit of research on the top times there as well. I noticed that a couple of those times are going to put them in really good contention as well. So I won't talk too much about that, though. We do have Sir Link-A-Lot coming in right now. I'm going to get his time right now. Maybe. There. Okay.
Yeah,
Sir Link-A-Lot, just have to get the scrolling working. Sir Link-A-Lot comes in 20th place with a 149.51. And GFE should be coming in. Yes, right now he is in. So 150.02 in 21st place. And we do have a number of other finishers in this race tonight as well. Amarith, Guitar Girl, Dr. Bob Tassic was in this racing, 147.13 for him. Incoherent. And Claris.com off stream is finishing this race as well. So GG to all of them as well.
Absolutely. Very.
I said I wouldn't talk too much about, but I was just taking a peek at the leaderboard while you were chatting there, and I noticed Bonta is sitting at 5th on the leaderboard. This will cement his place near the top of the leaderboard with a 2nd place finish tonight. And even Aussie, who was in 19th, that's his 2nd win, by the way, in tonight's race.
Wow.
So that's going to push him up the leaderboard quite a bit. That's only his 3rd race. I think we're going to be following him in a future race because he's definitely got a shot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he definitely has a chance.
Yeah, Aussie's definitely got a chance with 2 wins. That's pretty impressive.
And we'll see if we can get our other 2 runners in here tonight as well to chat about this seed. In fact, I think Sir Link-A-Lot is. I see one of them in the channel already, and Sir Link-A-Lot will just drag him in right now casually and say GG to both of them. Maybe not.
Hey,
Hey,
guys.
Hey, GG, GFE, Sir Link-A-Lot. Thanks for putting on this another good race between you two. By the way, that was ridiculously close.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
you go ahead.
I
Gio.
threw it away a bit there at the end.
How would you say that?
I do hope chat enjoyed my case study of how much time boots save, and I was the control group.
Yeah, we were noticing that you did not get the boots for quite a while there. That would have saved a lot of time.
Yep, you were the first one to find the bow, though, so tip of the hat to you on that one. Unfortunately, you didn't have the boots to deal with that.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked I was the first one on Restream to find the bow. I did feel real good about finding the mitts early, but when it came to those boots...
And it's always going to seem like the castle chests, the ones in the very beginning near your house, are the ones that are going to burn you, because those are very easy chests to last location, especially if you check the uncle early. It's very easy to forget that the basement even exists. So, yeah, that always hurts when that one comes back to bite.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a case of forgetting. It was a calculated gamble. I rod in the back of Escape, and I mean, I did check it efficiently. I mixed it in with Pyramid Berry, so efficient routing there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Get both those at the same time. So, Sir Link-A-Lot, what are your thoughts on the seed, and how you feeling? How you feeling right now after that run?
I don't like Fire Rod.
Oh, okay.
I felt, I don't know, like I was reading it when I got the mirror out of Turtle Rock. I was like, I feel like I need to make kind of a gamble, and I didn't feel like with nothing really major in Skull Woods, so I was like, I think Ice Palace might have the bow. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to Ice Palace and not Swamp Palace. And then I decided, okay, I'll go check all the overworld when Ice Palace didn't have anything. It's like, oh great. It's either in the one chest I skipped in Ice Palace, which I doubt, or it's early Swamp probably. And then it was early Swamp.
Quick question for the commentators. Did anyone check the second chest in Misery Mire for that second?
Yes.
That would
Probably a
be
better question for the runners.
Yeah, that
I
was
got
a big waste
potion.
of
I remember
time.
getting a potion.
Yeah, it was in the big key chest.
I won't lie. There was quite a lot of time I thought that that's where the bow was going to end up.
I mean, honestly, I felt like the seed was pointing to swamp fairly early, but then after got up on the mountain and found the flute and the mirror and everything else, put it off.
And initially, when we first saw that, it was actually a sequence break too. We went in without the lamp, and then we found the flute up there, and we were able to discern the lamp is somewhere down below. But if we, I don't know if the sequence break might have helped throw this off, but we just avoided swamp for a long time, probably because it was a pendant.
Did anyone sequence break the mitts, or did everyone have to get it using the cape from Skullwoods?
I used the cape.
I used Cane of Burna.
Same here.
Oh, I'm trying to remember where that was. I thought that was behind Mirror.
I
Cane
believe
of
that's
Burner
Pod.
was Pod.
Palace of Darkness. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was wondering because like on my map tracker when I got cape, I'm like, hey, Spike Cave, and I looked at it, I'm like, yellow still. I'm like, no. Like, okay, Spike. I had Spike Cave or Pod. I'm just like, yeah, let's go to Pod since Spike Cave is a sequence break anyways. And then I got Burn and lit it up. I'm just like, oh great. And then when I cleared it out, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna find something useful in Spike Cave. I don't like this cave anymore either.
It always tends to be those caves too, doesn't it?
I think it was just the fact how I routed it because I forgot about escape, the back of escape, before going to Dark World. So then I didn't have Fire Rod. So I was like, I'll check Skullwoods, and then nothing was in the front. So I did everything else. I was like, okay, oh yeah, I've got the escape still. Let's do that. And then it's like, oh, Fire Rod, that would have been useful when I went to Dark World. I could have went and killed Mothula.
And I don't think Mothia actually had anything, so we didn't even have to do that in the end anyway, did we?
Nope. Cape was there, but yeah, technically, I don't even think logically the cape was required. It was really the Cane of Burner was what they wanted you to have.
Yeah, we had a bit of a discussion in the chat during the race about that too, and you'll hear us referring to that on the stream if you were to go back and rewatch it. There was some discussion as to whether you need to have a bottle with the cape in order to consider the cape to be in logic. And I don't think we had any bottles at the time that we were getting that checked. So that triggered a bit of discussion about whether that is the case. I actually don't know how that works in that aspect. I know the Cane of Burna definitely would be considered putting it in logic, and the cape in some way. I just don't know if it requires a bottle with it.
According to my map tracker, which I'm going to guess emo tracker is fairly accurate when it comes to its logic, if not, 100%. With just cape, it was still out of logic form.
Oh, there you go. So that answers some questions for those who were talking about it in chat. There you go. It's out of logic with just the cape. So there you go. Good to know there. So with that said, that leaves us pretty much our final thoughts at this point. We've been chatting for a little while here. So any final thoughts as we get ready to wrap this up here?
I'll just give a shout out to you guys. Appreciate the commentary, appreciate the tracking as well, and everybody who puts work into this, all the restream crew on SG. So it's a lot of fun, even if you find boots at 135.
I'd like to wish all the runners the best of luck in the live event for all those who are going, just in case I myself don't end up making it.
Yeah, shoutouts to you, Cyclone, and you, Neon Tiger, for doing the commentary. It looks like a Nif Boy and GameX player did track. And then shoutouts to everybody at SpeedGaming that's, doing the qualifiers and the live event in October.
And Fox?
And just shout outs to all the runners in this race tonight. This was a good seed, and just remember, tile room might not always be the play.
We appreciate the play on tile room, by the way. That was nice to see on. Actually, was that you, Fox, that did that? I'm trying to remember now.
Yeah,
I'm trying to bring it back up.
Because
Yeah.
the last one I did, it was in tile room, and I'm like, well, maybe again.
Well, not this time. We like the play, though, and we actually had the foresight on the left of you as you were doing tile room that we saw a left play instead, and we saw the big key show up there. So we're like, oh, my 11 might be right. It wasn't. It was 12. Darn.
I mean, it was right on mine.
So with that said, let's go ahead and just say GG again to all of you, and also GG to all of our other runners who are still finishing on the race as well. We're not going to be able to follow all of them, unfortunately, in the span of this broadcast, as some may finish off stream here. But again, GG to you for especially.
Yep.
Thank you for allowing us to showcase you tonight, and good luck in the rest of your qualifiers. And hey, you might still make it. You might still have a chance to make it. So good. We'll see what happens in the next few days to come. We only have 4 qualifiers left. Anything can happen.
Thanks so much, you guys, for the restream.
Not a problem. Thank you guys for running. Then that Yep was just me checking to make sure to see if we had anyone who was still finishing. So just wanted to double check that before we said that.
Well, I wasn't going to go over. I'm not going to go over all the names at this point because there's just too many to mention, obviously, and some aren't done yet. So we're not going to be following that to its complete conclusion. But I do want to cover the schedule that is going on still with this set of races. We're coming to the end of it, so I'm going to go ahead and just cover everything that's coming up here. Tomorrow, 7:15 p.m., qualifier number 17. That's August 24th, 7:15 p.m. On Sunday, the 25th, at 12:15 p.m. In the afternoon Eastern time. So that's a good time for you in the UK. 5:50 in the evening. 6:50 in the rest of Europe. Great time for all of you to check in and join a race with us. That will be on Sunday once again. The very next day, 3:50 in the afternoon. Again, that's prime time in Europe. So again, feel free to. We'd love to have you join us for that as well, live, and we can catch another great race. Another chance, qualifier number 19 for people to qualify. And then the finale for our schedule for the SpeedGaming Live qualifiers for Link to the Past Randomizer before SpeedGaming Live itself in October will be August 28th at 11:15 p.m. That will be the final chance. We're going to probably feature some runners who are on the cusp of qualifying, and they're all going to be fighting for a spot. And we're going to see if we can get one of them qualified in that last set of runners on the 28th. So it should be a very exciting next 4 races in the next 5 days coming up, and we're going to have a lot of excitement with a lot of runners who are trying to get their way into this event and try to get a shot at a $3,000 cash prize for the first place winner, I believe is what it is. So with that said, I'm going to cover the SpeedGaming schedule very, very briefly here as well. In fact, I'm going to refresh it quickly to make sure I have the most accurate information. And I can tell you that overnight this evening on SpeedGaming Prime channel, we have a Cars glitchless race going on. That's the video game Cars, of course, based on the movie. And that tournament started, I think, a couple days ago. I saw the first one of those. And that's a neat little tournament going on with a racing game based on the Cars movie. So it's really neat. That's at 4 o'clock this morning. If you're in Europe, that'll be about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, depending what part of Europe you're in, UK or elsewhere. And we have more SpeedGaming Live qualifiers for Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomizer at 12:15 tomorrow afternoon. It's also a good time for Europe. As I've been talking about, we have new Super Mario Brothers DS happening tomorrow. We have some Star Wars Episode 1 Racer happening. I think they're getting towards the final phases of that tournament. That could be getting into the semifinals or finals very soon at this point, if not already. Final Fantasy Total Chaos tournament going on tomorrow on SpeedGaming 3. So as Luigi's Mansion No Out of Bounds. And then, again, the race in this tomorrow at 7:15 p.m. on the Prime channel. after the Star Wars Episode 1 racer has concluded. Splatoon 2 is going on, new Super Mario Bros. Wii, the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Weekly Race, all sorts of events. You just heard me name about 7 or 8 different events we have going on here, I believe. You can go to speedgaming.org/schedule for more information on that, and you'll be able to get the full details as to where these races are, what channel they're on, where you can go to watch them. Make sure to follow Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6 as well to be able to keep up with all of those channels as well. With that said, Neon Tiger, any other thoughts you have before we wrap?
Well, this has really come down to the wire for some of these runners, both at the top that are kind of competing for those 3 spots, and just, people, and just the races in general have been pretty close. We got some really, really talented people that are taking part in the qualifiers here. So if you want to see more, close racing, stay tuned, because you're going to get a lot of it, especially that last, I guess you call it like the last chance qualifier. It's not technically a last chance qualifier, but it's going to kind of feel pressure-wise probably like that, especially for the people that are doing that as their 5th race and the people who might just need one more good run to make it in. It's going to be very interesting to see who is going to be in that, and if any of the people that are in the top 3 going into race number 20 decide that they want to get in there and fight for it, considering that, if it's an average finish for that might bump another race out for them. So
I'm looking forward to seeing which runners end up being the ones that are in the thick of it in the final race. Obviously, by the time the 19th qualifier is done, we can look at the scoreboard and say, oh, these runners still have to run. They have to run that day or they're not going to be able to qualify. So we'll be able to piece together who we want to see in this final race, and we'll be able to follow these runners and find out whether they can make it and get into that top 3, because we'll know who is stationary, we'll know who has to run, and we'll know what they need to do in order to get that spot. So it'll be very interesting following that last race, especially to see how that shapes out for all these runners. I am, for one, looking forward to this upcoming week. So we hope you are too. We hope you will come back and join us for all of these races coming up this week, all 4 of these, as well as the Solid Ocarina of Time randomizer qualifiers as well. Those are going on simultaneously with these qualifiers at different times. So each day that those are on as well. So with that said, I want to thank you, chat, because without you, we couldn't do this. If it wasn't for you, we'd be, well, sitting here talking to ourselves. So thank you for watching us talk to ourselves, and we hope to see you again here on Speed Gaming, Speed Gaming Prime channel tomorrow night at 7:15 p.m. or for all of our other events that I was talking about. If you are watching on YouTube, by the way, and you're watching on our playlist for these races, what's coming up in this playlist will be another of these races, qualifier number 17. You can find the other races I mentioned on our other playlist on our YouTube channel if you are watching us there. So we thank you for watching us on YouTube as well. Come down to twitch.tv/speedgaming and join us sometime. We'd love to have you here as well. So for Neon Tiger, I'll give you the final word in a second, by the way. I just want to say I'm Cyclone, and make sure to follow our runners, Fox Zero, Karnath FD, Sir Linklot 777, and GFE12. Make sure to follow our trackers. Actually, who are our trackers today?
We had the wonderful Game X player and Nifboy, I believe.
We'll get their links in the chat if they've been updated for you as well. So I'm actually trying to find the button for that right now so I can get it in there. There it is. So make sure to follow them as well. And thank you to them for offering their tracking services as well. So again, I'm Cyclone. Thank you for joining us. May not all your seeds be pet seeds. And Neon Tiger, take us home. Good night, everyone.
Yep. Good night, good RNG. Good luck out there if you're running in tomorrow's races and whatnot. Remember, someone out there loves you, and we love you too. So take care of yourselves, everyone. Have a good night.